texturizing tips in order to get a little bit more shape, movement, and separation in your hair, especially on shorter, thicker hair types. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to need is either a pair of thinning shears like this or regular shears. Now, let's start with the thinning shears, and I'll bring this mannequin head a little bit closer so you guys can see. This is best done on super thick hair, straight hair, and I tend to do this on shorter hair types, not much longer than what we have here on top, because if it's too long and you start to do this, it's really gonna start to thin out the hair too much. And what we're trying to do now is, if your hair is very, very thick, there's not a lot of movement to it, it just sticks up or doesn't do much of anything, hard to work with, we're trying to create some separation in the haircut so that you could actually make it a bit more pliable. I always start and do this on dry hair no matter what. And what I like to do first is just feel, right? Run my fingers through the hair and feel for that thickness and see where the hair feels the thickest, and that's where I'm going to start to work. Typically, it starts around right in this area, and what I'll do is I'll take the hair and I'll twist it. Then I'm going to put the shear in halfway into the section and then lift out. I'm not cutting at the scalp area because I'm not trying to make the scalp look thin or anything. I'm just trying to add some texture. Again, going by feel, and the reason I'm doing the twisting is because you're bunching up the hair where it's its thickest, so you can really just feel it. And then when you chomp away, what it's doing is it's creating that separation and that texture throughout that strand, and it spreads it throughout the rest of the hair. It's a very, very effective method. I've been using it for years and years. What you want to be careful about is if you do have really thin hair and super, super fine hair, you may not want to use this technique simply because you may end up removing too much, right? And it may end up being super, super thin. Another thing is what I'll do is I'll just go in like this, right towards the middle of the hair, and I'll do one chomp. And then what that's doing, as you can see, it's creating more texture to the hair. If you want to use scissors, if you want to try this at home, good luck, be careful. I'm not responsible. What I do is I will point cut, and I'll simply rake my fingers back, and as the hair falls forward, I'll be point cutting into the hair. So I'm bringing it back, and the hair is almost like it's falling right into the shears. Or I'll just take sections and I'll randomly just go in and point cut and do some freehanding like this. And the good thing about this is that it's adding texture and separation really without removing a lot of hair. But what it's doing, it's creating shorter pieces within the haircut, which allows you to add more texture to it. This is great for if you don't want to use any product. As you can see in through here now, we've got a bit more movement, a bit more texture to the haircut. If you do want to use some product, it's going to end up looking phenomenal, and you're going to have a great style, whether you're using a powder like my talc powder or any one of my pastes, or something that's going to give the hair a matte finish that's very, very pliable. Let me know in the comments below if you found this video helpful. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time for more videos with the Salon Guy.